Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'm glad you stopped by. Today, I want to take a closer look at the Barjack 21mm dual action polisher. Barjack is a new tool company. They're going to be making tools inside and outside, quite a few outside of detailing. So taking a look at these very closely and breaking them down like we will after I'm finished reviewing the 15mm polisher, we're going to break that down to every last nut and bolt and see how they're made. If they're quality made, I can follow them on their journey making other tools, and maybe I'll bring them to the channel as well. It's completely up to you. Let's get started with the video today. The Barjack 21mm dual action polisher. Look at that thing. That comes with 4 pads as well in the box, packed nicely underneath the polisher as a prize for you. Finishing pad, medium cut pad, a cutting foam pad, and a microfiber 50/50 pad. Also, instructions, your Allen key to remove the backing plate in case you wanted to put a smaller backing plate, and I'll cover which backing plate might fit in other videos to take that from a 6 to a 5 inch. And we also have brushes that will go right inside where the vent is. A very quick install of new brushes for this. And it's a complete kit. All you have to do is pick your favorite correction fluid. Now, Barjack is going to be tools only. They will not have polishes. And maybe the only thing in the detailing industry, maybe some power washers, compressors, we'll have to see. But as of now, the only tools within the detailing industry that they have to offer currently. The Barjack polisher, 120 volts, has a 21mm orbit. That means it's a long throw polisher. So it oscillates and also rotates at the same time, giving you a dual action for the polisher, but it has a large throw to it, and you'll see that when we do power it up. This unit here, great for larger panels such as roof, hood, trunk, large doors, great for minivans, excellent for boats and RVs. The larger throws I would recommend for those that have been through their entry-level polisher. They know what a throw can do if you come up against an edge or a ledge or trim. With a larger throw, you got to give yourself a little bit of space running the polisher up close to those areas, because the backing plate and the pad will slap up against whatever you get close to. So having a little bit of experience is recommended for a 21mm, and also being able to use it on larger panels and vehicles and work areas is going to be a huge plus for you. It will get the work done quickly because it covers a larger area with that throw. The backing plate thread is going to be 5/16. They do give a key to remove that bolt with the unit. And then it has a power cord, which is the soft thermoplastic, not the ribbed hard stuff that scratches the paint when it gets anywhere near it. And that is 9 foot 10 inches, just under 10 feet. And the pigtail here is a socket. So you throw it up over your shoulder, it leans up, leans down, less pressure on the cord itself where it enters the polisher, and then where it bolts onto the switches and the trigger itself. 900 watt motor, and then 1700 to 4200 RPM no load speed. that recognizable platypus-shaped foregrip with carbon fiber design up top, down below a soft rubber foregrip, and then we have our hook and loop backing plate with vents throughout to help, look at all those, to help keep the pad cool and the surface of your correction running cool. A two-sided speed dial, so depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed, you do have access to the dial on both sides, and not sure if you can hear that. Really nice tactile feedback on that huge dial. We have multiple vents, 3 on each side. So airflow comes in through here, and this is the panel you take off with a Phillips head screw to replace your brushes on either side. It's going to be the same on both sides. The air comes in here, flows up through the motor to keep it cool, exits this one right here where the fan blades are, pushing that air through. There's also a vent up here further that lets air get into the gearbox where your pinion gear and your ring gear is. I will tear one down completely so you get to see the inner makings, and we'll see what quality of a machine that we have here. I know I've mentioned this before, but we do have a few characteristics we look for when we tear it down, and that is coming. The directional blades, some just have the straight blades. I find directional gives better airflow throughout the unit to keep it cooler. The laminations, to make sure they're nice and clean, and just an overall build, they're not sloppy and sticking out all over the place. The field windings. Do we have a coating on the field windings like this one here to keep them protected? Is there epoxy where the field windings meet the commutator here with all the vibration, with all the spinning, with the speed? Sometimes they can fray and come loose, and if they do, they will short your polisher, and that's the end of your day. And then we look for Japanese bearings over the cheap Chinese bearings. And we look for overall quality of the metal used for the pinion gear and the ring gear in here. And then also at this end of the polisher, the business end, we look for clean wiring, how the wiring is connected. Is it brass fittings? Nice and clean in there. The motherboard, is that coated as well to keep dust and moisture away from the innards? That everything combined that I mentioned here really can produce a polisher that will last you a long, long time and get you a lot of work out of that investment. Before we fire it up, give it a demonstration, let me give you some dimensions and weight compared to other polishers. All right, so this one here does have a little bit of heft to it. Just under 6 pounds. A lot of them that I've weighed were about 5.5 pounds. So, you know, that could mean that the casing is a little bit thicker that surrounds it, and that could combine with some quality metals that make up the gearbox and also the gears and the motor itself. I don't know. We're going to find out when we dig deep into it. But let's grab another polisher to compare. So if we compare it to a battery-operated polisher that is a little over 6 pounds, we find out that this is just a little bit lighter. Those of you that have some trouble with the shoulders or elbows, or just like a little bit of a lighter polisher, there is your difference. Other dimensions on the polisher, which may be important if you're looking and searching for a polisher to do a certain job. If you detail boats, if you detail RVs or cars or motorcycles, the dimensions you're looking for, the weight you're looking for may be a bit different. So it's about 17 inches long. At the widest portion of the polisher, you're looking at about 3.5 inches. And you got clearance of height from the base of the backing plate without the pad, you're looking at just under 5 inches. It does have a sizable dial to it because it needs to go to the other side. You have access, you know, on both sides depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed. And it also has a really wide trigger to it and a nice soft one as well. So there are your dimensions. Have you ever looked at the cord of some of your tools or your polisher? Well, let me give you some information on what some of this stuff means. First of all, the UL, so that stands for the Underwriters Laboratories. That is an independent testing group. That just means that it has been tested and meets safety standards. It doesn't mean the whole polisher was tested by UL, but the cord sure was. The SJO is just a type of a cable. S, service cord. It's a general purpose flexible cable, which it is and soft. J, junior, 300V rating instead of the heavier 600V. And O equals oil resistant jacket around the outside of your cable. So in other words, it's a light duty, oil resistant, flexible service cord rated for 300V. The FT2 here all that is a flame test rating. And that is a Canadian-based rating. The FT2, flame test 2. It means the cord's jacket passes the flame resistant test and will self-extinguish when the flame is removed. 105 degrees Celsius equals 221 degrees Fahrenheit in heat resistance. And that's actually a very, very good rating. Many cheaper cords are 60 degrees Celsius or even 90. So all these numbers are typical on professional grade power tools, on your higher end tools. Okay, let's finally fire this thing up. Anxious to get it fired up. Okay, so soft start. When you squeeze the trigger, no matter how far you pull it in or if you squeeze it in all the way, a soft start is going to be a little bit of a delay on torque. It's not going to kick in and start oscillating and rotating right away. It's going to do it slowly, so it gives you time to get a grip on your polisher and start your pass safely. Okay, so that's pretty quiet. Let's second speed. So that's pretty quiet. Now, on a 21mm throw, it doesn't matter what polisher you're using. It's going to have a little bit of vibration because of the throw. See what I mean by the throw? See how wide that throw is? That's going to cover a lot of surface area for your pass. If you overlap by just a quarter of the surface area of your pad, you're going to get through a panel on a hood very, very quickly. But because of that throw, and especially if you put a polisher on here, you know, just holding in your hand away from the panel, you're going to feel that, unlike a 15mm throw or anything smaller. Once you get it on the panel, it should be a nice, smooth ride across the panel. And we'll find that out shortly. Let's bring another polisher over here and measure what I'm hearing here. It is quiet, but how quiet is it compared to other polishers? All right, guys, nothing crazy sophisticated. It's just an app measuring decibels on the phone here. So we'll use that, and we're going to have polishers in the same category, 2 long throw polishers. Let's start with the Barjack. So 93, 94 decibels on the 6th speed setting. Same thing over here. So there you go. Gives you an idea of the sound. Those of you that do not want a loud, high-pitched, whistling, whining polisher, that's the difference between 2 polishers in the same class. Okay, I don't know about you, but I want to see how it performs, and we'll team it up with one of the pads it comes with. And I have been trying my best to beat the hell out of this pad. And the fibers are still at the same length. They're not wearing down prematurely. Using it on backing plates that are too small for it, which is a no-no. And I think I have 9 corrections on this. There's no delaminations between the layers on the outside or the inside. Now that's good to go. That's still good to go. I just need to clean it again. After the testing, I'll clean it again, put it back in the bin. It's ready for another 9 corrections, and we'll see how it holds up after that. So we have a section here you can see from the overhead light how scuffed up it is. I'm going to grab some tape off a square, and we'll see how the Barjack performs within that test area. I think I have you lined up perfectly. You can see the swirling within this section before we even get started. Grab some of the 3D AAT, the adaptive abrasive technology. I always prime this pad, prime it well before use, and we can add some more product here. Throw it up over your shoulders, and you see how the pigtail on that swivel comes up and the cord will conform to your body, won't fight you. All right, we have it spread out. Let's fire this thing up. Let's go between the 3rd and the 4th speed setting. And we'll do a crisscross pattern that's equal to 2 passes. Okay. I can only share my experience as to how it feels. Constant, not a ton of vibration. I'm not worried about the noise. A nice, smooth ride across the panel. By the way, one final thing I like to do is I like to see if the machine bogs down. So let's do that. Let's put it at 4.5. Get it fired up. Let's get some pressure on there. So I cannot get it to stall. Plenty, and I mean plenty of power. All right. I know you can already see it did a hell of a job, but look at that. Teamed up with their pad. Just need to pick your correction fluid. Now, this panel has been upside down, sliding on the ground, so it's never going to be perfect again. There's a lot of stuff through the clear, but look how you can see that metallic blue again with all the different metal flakes in there. Huge, huge difference in no time at all. Excellent. Guys, all I could do is share my experience so far. Overall, the performance is there. Now, what we need to do is put this through a boatload of corrections, as you will see on the channel. All the other polishers that I picked up lately have seen a ton of camera time on the channel, and it's going to be the same with this to see if that performance stays constant throughout and see how long these things last. That will be the final judgment. So far, so good. That's the best way to describe these polishers. So far, so good. And I can't wait to tear one down for you and show how the internals are. Are they going to be quality? Are there going to be some things missing that I wish they could have done? Or is everything going to be exactly how I myself would have designed a polisher? We'll see. And if you want to see, stay tuned. This has been Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'll catch you in the next video.